Perhaps the biggest mistake people can make when going to a car show is overlooking what makes an automobile very special. For these two Oldsmobiles, you might say they have a lot to tell, not just show. I'm Dan Fisher, and this is Inside Drive. This model is a first-generation Oldsmobile Cutlass, made for the '66 model year, widely regarded by public media of the past as among the cars that evolutionized the American muscle car, throwing in a little bit of teardrop and boxy-foxy profiling for one to roll into their next business meeting in the parking lot ready to talk about first quarter results. In case if you're wondering what I just said there, I'm referring to one of the gentleman's muscle cars.
Well, I don't have the exact history on the car. I bought it from a guy up in Birmingham, Alabama a year ago. It came from Texas originally, so it's a southern car. I've always liked Oldsmobiles. I've had them before. They're kind of the luxury, muscle car. That and the Buick, as opposed to the Chevelles and the other 8-body GM cars from the mid-'60s. I don't know. Actually, they like the color. It's called the Forest Mist. And it's a little unusual. You don't see too many of them like that. I get a lot of reaction from that. That's about it. Yeah, 60s muscle cars have always been pretty popular. If you look around, you'll see other ones. Most of them are mid-size, Mustangs. Like I said, the Comet that I had, Falcon, the Mopars, all the the Dodge Darts and the Plymouth Dusters and the mid-size, and then the full-size ones as well. You get the Impalas with the big block engines in them, and some Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles were like that as well. But 60s muscle cars are still pretty popular. They've always been a pretty good following.
Warren said what he would like for GM to do is make emulator models of the Oldsmobile Cutlass and sell them to the public.
It'd be great if they came back with a retro styling mid-'60s type muscle car like Ford did with the Mustang in 2005. That retro styling is really a great thing. And then Mopar followed with the Dodge Challenger, and Chevy with the Camaro somewhat, yeah, it'd be great to have them all come back as modern cars.
Sporting a 400 cubic inch L69 V8, this Cutlass is complete with triple Rochester 2GV 2-barrel carburetors. While little is known about this particular model Cutlass before Warren bought it, the car, he said, is all original from what he learned when he first got it. A car nowadays meant for the calmest of cruises, rather than trigger lead-foot happy excitement. Capable of clocking a 0 to 60 time of 5.3 seconds, quarter-mile average of 13.9 seconds, and achieving a top speed average of 119 miles per hour. The Cutlass is 204.2 inches long and 75.4 inches wide, flexing its muscles with an exterior shine all around. Attention to detail that the average social media influencer perhaps could even hope to compare to. And if that's the case, they might as well keep doing a silly dance to make money while splitting the dough with the highest bidder. And what would you say the fastest you've gone in this particular model?
Oh, I don't go fast in it. It doesn't like to go fast. I get it down on the interstate. I might get it up to 70, but these are old cars. They got old suspension. It's not like the modern stuff. They weren't really built to cruise on the highways for long periods of time. Or when they did back then, all the suspension was new and tight and everything. And I haven't done any suspension work on this one, so I like just cruising around town in it. That's all.
I'm sure you've come across some people, friends, family looking for a similar model. What advice would you give them when they're in the market for an Oldsmobile Cutlass of their own?
Yeah, they're more rare than Chevelles and some of the other common muscle cars of the 60s, but you can find them. They're out there. Some of the Facebook marketplace, Bring a Trailer. They're not cheap, and I tell you, you're better off buying something turnkey than something you think you're going to fix up, because they're money pits. You're going to put a lot of money in it. That's just the way it is. So that's the only advice I got.
The way of the road.
Yeah.
It's an Oldsmobile 442 W30. It's not a Cutlass. And I've been the owner for about 5.5 years. All original true W30 4-speed car. They only made about 1,200 of them, so who knows how many of them are truly left. Maybe 300 if you're lucky.